This is Daily Flash with Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. Broadcasting worldwide and streaming. Daily Flash. Today's talk, tomorrow's trends.
Hey everyone, I'm Andrea Jackson.
I'm Mitch English. We're welcoming you to Daily Flash. We got today's talk, tomorrow's trends for this Friday, ready to get into the weekend. How are you, Jackson?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Man, loving it. Ready for the weekend as we head into summer.
Yes.
Isn't it great to feeling that finally it's upon us soon?
Summer is a good time to kind of take a break, sort of reevaluate. A new study came out, Gen Z, new dating trends. They are embracing practice dates.
No, explain
Practice
it.
dates.
Like, what do you mean?
So
like
you're going on a date. It's almost like the same concept of just going out on a date for free dinner, but you're going out on a date to practice your dating skills, not with somebody that you intend to be with, but just sort of like, I'll go out with you, but this is really practice for me.
Okay.
Really? Would you want to know that you're on the other end of a practice
100%
date?
not. That's what
Yes.
your gay friend is for,
Yeah.
right? Like, no, seriously.
It is
That's
true.
like
Your gay best friend
your
is
gay
for
best
that.
friend. Sorry, need you not do that?
Yeah.
Because they're going to be honest with you and that sort of
Yes.
thing. You're feeling used otherwise.
100%.
Especially if like if the guy is having to pay or one person has to pay or whatever.
Yes.
It's like, wait a minute. You should be paying me for this lunch because I'm giving you training. You know what I'm saying?
That's the thing. So, James, do you want to jump in on this?
I'ma tell
Practice
you,
dates.
I'm sitting here and I love it. You know why? It's a business. Why did you
It's a business.
Yes, Andrea, I'm telling you, you can look for older guys, some younger guys. You say, look, I got a service for you. You do a practice date, and I'll give you all the tips and tricks. You will make a killing.
But for a woman that's going into it thinking, I'll just go out with this guy as a practice date, as a warm up, for her to think, okay, well, this guy's doing this for me. I think she wants no expectations, so she's doing it knowing there's no net.
Are
and
they
it's going to be
aware?
The woman is, but the guy isn't.
Okay, then no. But you're doing it.
Oh, but the
that's-
guy, also the woman is using them.
Yes.
It's
Well,
what's
you
been
know,
happening.
but-
It's
but-
what's been happening this entire time.
Yes, but let me say this. I think it could go either way. Like guys or girls could be approaching the dating scenario. Again, another
Okay.
dating trend. But
Okay.
Gen Z is looking at, dating as, especially dating apps. Well, this will be practice dates. These are like rehearsals.
No, you know what? It's already been happening. I think at least you you put a name to it.
Okay.
So I can see this happening more and more. We're always inventing some way of doing some dating and bringing people together. But yeah, fellas have been going through this for years, so it's no different.
I think if it's known and you say, hey, look, I'm going on this dating world. Like, you want to go out, and then it's really you're using that person, and of
course.
it tells me everything about you to the point you're like, well, I'm glad I'm not dating this person.
but
She's
after
just
that,
using me,
you've
that sort
already
of
lost
person.
$200.
100%. That's the point I'm making. Is if you know, that's one thing.
Yeah.
But if it's a situation where, all right, yeah, I'll go out. I'll enjoy your company, and let's almost like a role play. I guess you would have to say, right?
It's a business, like I said.
Oh, no,
You
there
can make
really
it a
is. No,
business.
I think there is a business.
But shouldn't the person who's approaching it as a practice date then pay for the date?
Yeah.
Like I don't think it's right.
I've had
to-
experience with this.
Yeah.
Can I tell you?
Yeah,
So my
yeah.
very first
Okay.
date, right after my
Yeah.
divorce, man. And keep in mind, I was with my first wife. We met when she was 14, I was 16, right?
Okay.
So by this time, fast forward, I'm 50 some odd years old, right? And I go on this. I have never been on a date. I didn't know what's going on. And that woman played me, took me to the,
really?
and they're like, well, let's go to, there's this place in Oklahoma City called Mahogany, which is the steak
Sounds
place.
fancy.
Oh, wow.
And it is.
Expensive.
And then I'm sitting down, I'm enjoying, she's like, well, you want to get some bottle of wine? I'm like, no, that ain't. I laid down, it was a good $200.
Oh, my.
And then when we left, when we were walking out, I remember she was like, all right, well, thanks so much, and I'll talk to you later. And I'm like, not even a hug or anything.
And you
I
were on
go,
TV, so you're a celebrity.
yeah, and they probably thought I was rolling. But
Yeah.
here's the thing. The whole time I'm like, well, I guess that's how it's. I'm not dating. This dating
Yeah.
sucks.
Like
This
how
is
does it wind up? Yeah.
And then I can't put 100% all the blame on her because I had mentioned, I was like, man, I haven't gone on dates. I don't know what's going on. She goes, well, I'll help you out.
Oh.
But then the
And I'll get a
further
free meal out of
conversation
it.
after, that's exactly what it was. But further into the conversation, I was like, well, she seems really interested in me. But, but that's what, because I had focused like, well, this girl likes talking to me. And she was a good-looking woman as well. So, I mean, that had a lot to do with it. So I have felt that way. So when you brought that up, and I was like, I get the vibe on it. I can't play 100% innocent out of the deal because she did say, well, I'll help you. Let's go out. And I was thinking, okay.
Wow.
At least at the end of the night, she didn't give me a bill, which was because then I go, I paid for the wrong thing.
Yes.
But I spent a lot of money on that dinner.
And you remember it to this day.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. But it did help. I learned that you date people that you don't want to be with because you realize you see those things you don't like, and then once when I developed that, I was like,
really?
I'm not dating people I want to get in. It's like these people like the date is like. I know it sounds negative, but I'm like, all right, I'm looking for things that I don't want.
Right.
And then if I go, all right, well, the check marks aren't there, then that must be.
So in a way, that's kind of a practice date.
100%. Well, every date in
every
that
date
sense
is a
would be
practice
so.
date. Yeah.
But I learned my lesson. And my good friend Chris, he's like, man, that chick took you up one way and that way. I go, really? Because he knew her, too.
It's a very expensive lesson when you go through those, when you find out who you don't
When you just went through a divorce and you had 2 kids living at home. And it was something I don't know.
You guys are in relationships, and I'm the one that's out here. I need some advice. I always attract the toxic ones, the crazy ones.
There's also kind of a flip to that, is that some people will argue, well, I saw a different side of my significant other for the first 2 or 3 years that we dated, and then once we got married, turned into a whole different person.
It happens all the time.
Familiar. I think
Yes.
Do you think that's
happens all the time. They put on that mask.
And I think you playing the long game. I don't know what you're in. I think you're smart at that. You know what I mean? So I think, I admire that.
I like it. It's good. It's
all right.
good.
There's got to be, out there, we want to hear from you, of course. You can go to our website, dailyflashshow.com. While you're there, you can sound off and answer our question of the day.
Yes.
Yeah. What would future you, what would you ask future you? What would you ask future you?
Should I go on the date with this girl?
Save you $200.
Yeah.
So what would you ask what would you ask future you?
That's and should you know the future is one thing, because if you know it, that will change. It would change the future out of that all as well. I think I'd probably just go with stock options.
I hate to say that, but I would do the same thing.
Money
I'm like,
can't buy happiness.
Is that investment worth it? Am I putting my money in the right spot?
And you think about investments. Let's back up a little bit. Even talking about dating. Dating, if you think about it as an investment,
absolutely,
and you're investing in that person as well. So very good questions. What would you ask your future you? Again, you can go to our website, dailyflashshow.com. Right there at the very top. We also have a sound off button where you can leave a message and we can hear your voice.
Okay, the first ever reverse aging treatment using cellular reprogramming has been injected into a human patient with glaucoma. Okay, a Boston-based biotech firm is taking part in an FDA trial with something called ER100. It's aimed at restoring youthful cell function. This is a major change when it comes to testing reverse aging drugs and using humans instead of animals. The purpose is to treat age-related diseases like vision loss and beyond. Billionaires like Jeff Bezos and Big Pharma are backing this tech, but cancer risks remain a concern. Results will be monitored over 6 months, marking a potential transformation moment in medicine. Basically, the idea is this drug will reprogram your cells. So if you're suffering from glaucoma, this aging drug will go in and reverse age whatever that cell was that deteriorated to the point that you ended up with glaucoma. And that's just an example I'm using. But
I think that, and it sounds as if they're kind of borrowing some of the technology or the understanding that we have of like what psychedelics do. So, and, when we hear about psychedelics, we think, LSD and that sort of thing. But there's things like ketamine and that sort of thing that deal with PTSD. And what it does is it rewires the brain. But there is a lot of mental things that you have to do with this as well, meaning you have to associate. It's all about association. So it has a lot to do with mental things when it comes with ketamine. This sounds like the same concept, is bringing those cells, regenerating them, bringing them back, and just reconnecting it together as well. And here's the thing. It seems like this is a theme throughout the show today that you're going to hear, but how important it is that that's the one thing that we can't change is time and ourselves, and living that much longer. when if you're putting bad gasoline in your vehicle, your car's not going to last as long, if you're not taking care of it. That's what that's what we have to do.
It reminds me of, I'm looking at what you put on the screen. It reminds me of Amrita, Avatar. Remember Avatar, what they were taking from the whales? It stopped aging.
Okay.
It looks exactly the same. That's instantly came to my head.
It turned you blue too.
Make you talk a different
Give you a
language.
tail too.
Interesting stuff there. This is what we're talking about. We're also talking about the longevity diet, which is interesting here. And then, is age just a number?
Do you sense a theme?
Here's our brain flash question. In The Office, what's the name of Michael Scott's movie? We'll have the answer when we read. Hey, welcome back to Daily Flash. Before we went to break, we asked you our brain flash question of the day. In the U.S. version of The Office, what is the name of Michael Scott's movie? And if you said Threat Level Midnight, not just threat level, but it's Threat Level Midnight, that's your answer there. Which, by the way, if you can go on YouTube, you can actually, somebody edited it all together, together to make one long movie. It's pretty good. Welcome back to the big show. Want to live longer without spending more money? Well, a few simple food swaps can actually help you do it. Here to help you live a long and prosperous life is Hillary Burek. She's with Business Insider, who's recently done an article about this. First off, what is and what has inspired this longevity story, Hillary?
Yeah, so this was a super fascinating study. Basically, researchers wanted to know, we always hear that there is some muscle loss as we age. And so they wanted to know, does the protein source matter? Is it important to get more meat when you're older, or is it okay to just do the plant-based thing? And so this was a very short study, 1 month, but looking at whether the protein source matters. So they actually gave people all of their food for a month. And some people ate more meat, some people ate more plant-based things, some people had more saturated fat, some people had less saturated fat, some people then had more carbs. Basically, they toyed with saturated fat, carbohydrates, and meat in people's diets, and everyone got the same amount of protein. And they found that there was no change in strength. But interestingly, the people who had the plant-based diets and less meat and less saturated fat lowered their biological age, which is kind of a new measure. Like, we're not exactly sure what it means, but there's a suggestion here that maybe just swapping out a little bit of meat for more beans or more vegetables might be beneficial for aging, basically.
And so that food swap had the biggest impact, was the meat?
It was the meat and the saturated fat. Yeah, so everyone got the same amount of protein. Some people had a little more meat, others went for more plants, not totally vegetarian, but just swapping a little bit of that out in the diet. They also had no alcohol and no ultra-processed junk food for the whole month.
Okay.
And so it was interesting that the people who were eating more meat didn't see the same biological age change. They had like simple stuff like yogurt for breakfast, and then they would have for dinner, they would have either like chicken curry or a more tofu-based curry.
I see.
And so everybody lost a little bit of weight, probably because they weren't drinking or having junk food. They lost about 4 pounds, and nobody lost strength. And so the only difference was the plans with more vegetables and more plant protein in them and less saturated fat appeared to provide this health benefit. Better cholesterol, things like that.
So you don't necessarily have to give up meat entirely, but how do those changes actually affect aging? I mean, is it just keeping the cells? Is it something we can't see, or did they feel any better?
Yeah, I'm not sure how they felt, but they, came in for testing. They didn't lose any strength, and they improved things like blood pressure and cholesterol. So, these are things that we know over the long run are good for health.
Yeah.
And so this kind of goes along with some things we kind of already know. We've seen this in, studies around the world over long periods of time. Less meat is probably better. There might be some anti-inflammatory activity in the plant compounds. And then conversely, there can be oxidative stress and more inflammation from the meat. And the author of this study says that the amino acids in animal proteins may turn on pro-growth pathways that tell our cells to grow and reproduce. And so that might not be so great for aging, is the idea.
Makes sense there. So are you saying in your article, did you find that the easiest way to start swapping things out today, what would it be?
Yeah, so it's really simple. He said, they didn't even tell people to go fully vegetarian. They just a little bit less meat, a little bit more, maybe like mix your beet, mix your meat with beans. Like he said, you know, if you're making a bolognese, you do like some meat and you maybe do a little bit of beans or lentils for the rest of the sauce. So just the idea of like incorporating more vegetables, incorporating more beans into your diet and getting those plant compounds into your diet could have a beneficial effect.
I love that. And it makes you feel younger, and then you want to go mix your beets. Wiggy, wiggy, wiggy. I get it. I love it. The article, of course. Thank you so much, Hillary, for joining us. And we're going to post this interview on our website at dailyflashshow.com, but you can always check out businessinsider.com and check out Hillary's, what she has found as well. Interesting stuff for sure.
Yeah, very good stuff, Mitch. Thank you. Well, Dwayne Johnson revealed recently he had a cancer scare that he hid from everyone, including his wife, believe it or not. The 54-year-old actor explained that he felt a lump while showering. He went to the doctor 3 days later and was told he likely had some inflammation. Johnson was told it could also be a sign of cancer and would need an ultrasound right away. The former WWE star noted he didn't even tell his wife about the health scare. Johnson confirmed test ruled out cancer and all is well after the initial moment.
All right, so, you know, somebody who, we just had that article about people trying to be still healthier, and somebody, his body is his product, and he has to stay healthy, and so kind of shows you, I mean, he's in tune. Good news is he didn't find anything, but he took the effort to make sure that was just as necessarily the case.
Yeah, great story good, for all you guys at home. Do not ignore it. Yeah. If you feel something much like he did, maybe you don't want to announce it to the world, but at least go get it checked out.
Yeah, make sure you handle that. James Franco, remember him? Well, he's left the internet kind of baffled after appearing in a series of TikTok videos talking about crazy stuff that's going on. Franco disappeared from Hollywood back in 2018 after being actually the center of a sexual misconduct allegations. And since those allegations, he has remained pretty much away from the spotlight. Most recently, he and Seth Rogen, they were really close. They parted ways as friends and collaborators. The former A-list star using social media to post a series of bizarre videos where he just paces back and forth. And to watch it, it doesn't make a lot of sense sometimes, but he writes notes down and he you can see right here. And he was talking about put this as the 2319. They're trying to figure out what the 2319 actually means. So people are trying to figure it all out. Could it be a ploy of like, hey, I'm weird, let's get me back into the realm? Or maybe he might know something. Still, leaving Hollywood has a lot of people questioning.
2319 his new movie or new project he's working on.
Could be, who knows? More Flash coming up right after this.
Welcome back to Daily Flash. I'm James Alexander along with Mitch English and the lovely Andrea Jackson. Here's your question of the day. What would you ask your future you? What would you ask future you?
Man.
Sound off by going to our website, dailyflashshow.com. Let's have it. What do you guys think?
You know what? We got some folks are already writing in. I think, though, asking, you want to do something that's going to better yourself. So it seems like it's always going to be about you. You know what I'm saying? Like, or how it affects you. So whatever that might be, do you want to know? I guess is the biggest question, right?
I think our easy answer to this was stocks, investments.
Yeah.
I know that's an easy go-to, but I don't know. That's a we talked about, do you really want to know what's happening in the future? And if you do, then I think you can ask yourself that question. But if you don't, then maybe you're kind of caught off guard.
It will change it. If you know, it'll change it in some way, shape, form, or fashion. But if it makes it for the better, who knows? That's up to you. But it's the butterfly effect, to keep that in mind. All right, James, thanks so much. He's monitoring your comments as well. You can go to our website, dailyflashshow.com.
For millions of people living with dementia, quality of life often takes a drastic turn, but it doesn't have to be that way. A Grace Hospice is planning a new village in Madison, Wisconsin that will house dementia patients in a Main Street, USA setting.
Oh, cool.
The $40 million project will be built on the hospital's 6-acre campus. The plans include 8 one-level houses with 8 residents each, featuring a kitchen, living and dining room, separate bedrooms and bathrooms, plus a front porch. It will offer a true village where patients can walk along store-lined streets, sit in parks with friends or family, and encourage a feeling of living an ordinary life.
I like that. If you watch The Burrows, which they just canceled on Netflix, unfortunately, they have something similar to this.
Yes.
And you can understand that that dementia, it's all about familiarity and the confusion that comes upon anything new. So I love seeing this. However, only eight people, $40 million, only 8 people is going to live there at a certain amount of time. Imagine it's not going to be cheap. That's the bad part about it.
Yeah, if I understand, is it 8 people per residence in there?
Well, I don't know. So it says that it has, if there's going to be, the new village is going to have, keep going, 6-acre campus, 8 one-level houses, 8 residents each. So, okay, yeah.
But still 64 people, that's
for a lot of money.
That's a lot of money for, but maybe it's one of these like, well, this is an investment, we'll see how it works, and if it works, we will expand it.
And, but do you do a price on something like this? You talk about end of life, close to end of life, and quality of life. I love it.
Yes.
And it's really, really nice. And Madison's such a beautiful area.
But if you've ever had to sort of venture down this road of senior living for your parents or adult, senior care, I tell you what, the pricing is outrageous. It's a whole other world, and it does remind you that you do have to do some planning, if not for your parents, for yourself.
No, you're 100% right.
Yeah.
And it's all about, their quality of life.
Yeah.
And again, as I said, familiarity, and it looks really, really nice as well. Well, a 74-year, look at it right there. Look how great that is. A 74-year-old grandma stunned the internet with her very youthful looks. I want you to stop and look at the TV. Her name is Yingzi, and she is from Shanghai. Now, she is has more than 2 million followers online, thanks to her youthful looks, her bold fashion and confidence. Just self-confidence, living on her own terms, and she also follows a very disciplined routine. I guess you would have to. She starts her day every day, hour of yoga, never eats after 5 p.m. Good idea.
Smart.
She also credits soup, green vegetables, and protein-rich foods for her keep on looking just as great as she does. She may be actually onto something because she is making 74 look super young and stylish. Again, I think part of our theme that we've been talking about today is that longevity. And DNA has a lot to do with this, I would as well. But you're given a hand of cards, play them right.
Yeah, I think the genetics is a huge part of it, but also, and you mentioned this earlier, but I like this philosophy. Like if you treat your body like a race car, you don't put cheap gas in a Ferrari. You put high test in there. So why wouldn't you treat your body the same way?
And we think, well, it's going to be around for 80, 90 years or whatever. Why not look like a classic car? Like she's a beautiful woman.
She looks gorgeous.
Wow.
I love the ponytails too.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
But
she didn't cut her hair either. A lot of times when ladies get old, they want to have short haircuts.
Why is that? I don't know. Is it easy?
I think it's easier to maintain.
Yeah.
I totally get it. I get the wig idea.
Yeah. Oh God.
It's like you want to look nice, but you throw on something easy to maintain.
Extra hair is fantastic, ladies.
Yeah.
Don't ever deny yourself. A devoted meteorologist continued giving live tornado warnings, even as a fire broke out in the news studio. When a light caught fire, Noah Simmons used his shirt to cover his nose as smoke filled the studio in Johnson, Arkansas. He later said he felt something was wrong as soon as he started his weather broadcast while alone in the studio. The station producer rushed in, put out the fire with an extinguisher that added more fumes and haze to the situation, as you can imagine. Thankfully, no one was hurt, but Simmons says he suffered some throat irritation from the fire.
God bless him. I think it's great. It looks like a bad keen or bad green screen. But here's the thing: if you walk off camera, now you're becoming distracted, and I'm not paying attention to anything else. I'm watching you the whole time.
Of course.
So just walk off the screen if it happens the next time and continue on.
Yeah.
That's my advice.
I'm with you.
But he didn't run and scream, which probably I would have done. We're not going to run and scream from this commercial break. I hope that you don't as well. We got more coming up.
Yeah, we do.
This is Daily Flash with Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. Broadcasting worldwide and streaming. Daily Flash. Today's talk, tomorrow's trends.
Right. Hey, everybody, Mitch English here.
I'm Andrea Jackson. This is Daily Flash. Today's trends, tomorrow's talk. Let's check in with James Alexander, Big Daddy James.
Oh, yeah.
Jay.
You're watching us on 219 stations across this great country of ours, including the American Forces Network across the globe. Now, if you want to find out where we are in your neck of the woods, just go to our website at dailyflashshow.com and click on Where to Watch. All right. Our local friends today come all the way from Tacoma, Washington.
Tacoma.
KUSETV in Tacoma, Washington.
Hughes.
So, Tacoma is home to the Paramount Club.
Oh.
Nice little club where Sinatra sang.
Oh, really?
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, it was originally a billiard and card room built in 1890.
Ooh,
Yeah,
okay.
I can imagine Sinatra singing out there.
Hey guys, let's come and play. How about it?
Man, there's nothing. I went to Liza had taken me to a steakhouse, and the only bad thing is they had the music up too loud. But it was this whole feeling of like Sinatra in the day. They played jazz and stuff like that.
really?
It was really, really cool. But the music just a tad bit too loud. But there is that feeling.
You're getting old.
I
The
think
music's
that
too loud?
Yes, and it was so cold in there. Well, I like having conversations,
Yes.
and so if I'm talking too loud, and Liza has this voice where you have to really hone in on it.
Yes,
And one of
yes,
them.
yes, I see
So
that,
anyway,
yes.
and I am getting old. And like, so nevertheless, I would love to have gone to the Paramount Club. I wonder if it was named
wow.
after the movie company. Did it have anything?
1890.
I
You
guess
said it was
it's-
established, so maybe the
1890,
Paramount
Vice
movie
versa.
was inspired by the Paramount.
But
Club.
also Bing Crosby and Bob Hope
Oh,
performed there as well.
Hey, a little bit of
Okay.
Bing Crosby. How about that?
the Blue-Eyed Mafia.
Oh my God, that's great. It's right on. All right, okay, you guys had a real crappy day before, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta tell you the story really quick. It happened to a dude just the last week at a campground up in California. Anyway, he's in the bathroom, he's at a campground, and you know,
no.
those are not
Oh,
real
no.
bathrooms, right? He gets his sunglasses, they fall into the toilet. So instead of taking, you
No.
said leave them?
Leave 'em.
Well, no, these were
No.
apparently very,
No.
I bet you dollars to donuts, these things were really cheap donuts.
I'm like throwing up.
You know where this is headed, so I won't go too much. According to the Fresno County Sheriff's Department, it took like 3 or 4 guys to pull him out because he went in to get him. Basically, hosed down, give him.
Was he blue?
It's not worth it.
I don't think blue was the color he was worried about. Because now, keep in mind, that's what porta potties, you know, like
Yeah.
job sites.
Yeah.
But like at campgrounds, they don't put the blue stuff.
Oh, it's just.
It's what it is, right? And this reminds me of a story of in Dothan, Alabama. Cynthia Green, she was like, she worked in the city parks department. She was telling me one time, this poor woman went into a porta potty and dropped her ring in it, right?
Oh, that's different.
It is completely
That's
different.
different.
But let me tell you how great the people in Dothan, Alabama, the city workers, they went in after it and got it
God
out
bless
for this
him.
woman.
God
Yeah.
bless him.
That is pure nightmare. Now, is there anything? Now we talk about rings. Is there anything that you would do? Listen, when I got my second ring for my second marriage, I'm like, I don't care. All it is a symbol. You know, I can get one that looks similar
Right.
to it. And I say the same thing to her. If she loses it, hey, all right, don't take it off too much. I
Yeah.
don't never really take mine off unless I have to. But is there anything that if anything fell into a toilet, was your cell phone? Would you go after it?
No.
It's done.
You already know she's not.
I know, and,
You know
and
she's
I need to
not
apologize
doing
to Jackson because this is very.
This is
I
just
know
like-
her. She does not want to talk about this. Is there anything, Jack, that you would do?
honestly,
I mean,
man-
you got an Android, so it's fine.
But it's the apple that goes through you and goes to the toilet. But
You
anyway.
can get a phone so easily, a replacement phone. So no, I don't care.
You know, I'm gonna honestly, if it was a ring, then yes. If it was a very
heirloom?
expensive ring, or
Yeah.
heirloom, yes. Other than that, everything is replaceable. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. But you can always pay somebody else to do it.
That true.
Yeah.
And again, we're talking about outdoor plumbing, that's why us as guys, we're very fortunate about that. Hey, we got streaming for the weekend coming up a little bit later on. Stick around for that.
Talk, tomorrow's trends. We'll be right back.
Summer travel, it is in full swing. Cruises are one of the hottest tickets of the season. Travel expert Janine Tornatore joins us now with a look at why more Americans are actually choosing cruises right now, what's new on board, and how some sailings are actually celebrating America's 250th anniversary in a big way. What do you have for us, Janine?
Well, great to be here. Yes, cruising is certainly having a moment. Cruising really simplifies vacation planning and it remains one of the best values in travel. And it's great for so many different travelers, whether you're talking families, multi-gen groups, couples, or friends. So that's one of the reasons that it's on the top of a lot of travelers' lists. Another reason, they're going big to celebrate America's 250th aboard these ships. Carnival, for example, is celebrating from coast to coast. They have everything from 40-foot patriotic inflatables to limited edition souvenir Coke cans on their ships. And they're doing these really cool ship meetups in the Bahamas and in San Diego for cruisers to be able to enjoy some amazing fireworks displays. They're also recognizing and honoring military families aboard their ships as well. Another thing that's keeping cruising big is the culinary experience. Cruise lines are investing heavily in chef-driven concepts and elevated culinary experiences. Carnival just recently unveiled The Next Course, a major culinary expansion for them. It includes a lineup of specialty restaurants and bars that will debut on their Carnival Festival and Carnival Tropical ships, including one from Emeril Lagasse, their chief culinary officer. You're also going to find enhanced dining menus, new coffee concepts, pop-up bars, even convenient mobile ordering. And finally, for those that are still looking for that cruise this summer, there are great options out there. Whether you want to take an Alaskan cruise, one of the summer's hottest itineraries, the Caribbean remains really hot this summer as well with all these new private island destination enhancements. And Europe, with its cultural experiences, is on the top of many travelers' bucket lists. So whether you want that 4-day getaway or that 14-day bucket list experience, lots of options for summer travelers.
So cool. Where can viewers go if they need more info?
Yeah, check out carnival.com for all that they have going on in those 250th experiences. And please follow me on Instagram at The Outside Insider.
Fantastic. We'll have links on our website, dailyflashshow.com/FMI.
If you're wondering what's cool this summer, it's got to be the FIFA World Cup. For travelers and fans capturing all the highlights, you don't want to run out of storage on your devices. Digital lifestyle expert Mario Armstrong has the cool tech you'll need. Hi, Mario.
Hey, thanks so much for having me on the Daily Flash. And yes, if you're heading to the matches, your phone and computer storage can fill up fast. To help, I'm excited to join SanDisk and their official licensed product collection of the FIFA World Cup 2026. Built for one of the most content-rich sporting events in the world and for a summer filled with travel and unforgettable moments. We're talking unique, whistle-inspired USB-C drives, high-speed SSDs in tournament colors, and pro-level memory cards. They're beautifully designed and durable to keep up with fans and creators inside the stadium and beyond. These are a piece of tournament history, people, and it's the perfect way to free up space and back up your summer adventures. So gear up. Just head to sandisk.com and safe travels, everyone.
Love this idea. Thank you so much, Mario. We're going to send you to our website for more information, dailyflashshow.com/FMI.
Let's check in now with our friends at The Daily Buzz right here on Daily Flash.
As America gears up to celebrate its 250th birthday, there's a creative new way for kids, parents, and grandparents to explore the nation's story together. America as It Happened, created in collaboration with The Washington Post, turns history into front-page news, making famous moments feel like they're happening in real time.
Young readers will learn about iconic events through history, discovering lesser-known heroes, groundbreaking inventions, and remarkable stories that don't always make it into traditional books. The book connects past events to today's world, helping readers understand that history still matters.
Whether they're into science, sports, exploration, or pop culture, there's something to spark every child's curiosity.
The book is packed with colorful illustrations, fascinating facts, engaging timelines, and even QR codes that unlock additional content to help create an experience that extends well beyond the printed page.
Find the book on Amazon and get more info at whatonearthbooks.com/US.
Follow The Daily Buzz on social media.
Hey, welcome back to Daily Flash. I'm Mitch English. Whether you're hitting the road or maybe even hosting a backyard barbecue, a few clever budget-friendly shortcuts and actually make and take out all the hassle of your summer plans. Check this out.
This summer, stay hydrated. A recent report from Liquid IV found that while most Americans know hydration is important, less than half of us actually feel hydrated daily. That's why I'm loving Liquid IV's new hydration multiplier sugar-free ring pop cherry, combining the nostalgic flavor with Live Hydra Science. That's Liquid IV's science-backed hydration formula to hydrate faster than water alone. A new survey from Board and Cheese found that parents are craving simplicity more than ever this summer, which is why I'm a big fan of having those family-friendly recipes. Borden individually wrapped singles make it easy to create simple and fun recipes like pizza grilled cheese sandwiches or Juicy Lucy cheeseburger sliders that are great for kids and grown-ups. You can check out recipes at bordencheese.com/simple summer fun. And for more, head to liquid-iv.com and follow Borden_cheese on Instagram for great weekly summer giveaways.
Summer is here, and for many women, it is the season of shorts, swimsuits, and showing more skin. Here to help is beauty authority Kayla Greaves. She's teaming up with Olay to share some summer beauty trends. Kayla, so why are more women viewing skincare as an investment?
So, it's funny how we will invest into our homes and our cars and our futures, and then we look at our skin and we just think of it as this afterthought. And so, summer is a great reminder that the skin in our entire body deserves the same attention that we give the skin in our face. And that's really the inspiration behind Skinsurance. So it's a head-to-toe regimen featuring Olay Super Serum, body wash, and body lotion. And it's designed to upgrade your routine from basic to comprehensive. So it has so many gorgeous, powerful ingredients that help fight, anything that has to do with, the skin looking less firm. It's going to help to smooth the skin, brighten, and give you a more even looking skin tone.
What would you say looks like a simple summer body care routine?
So, I think in the summer, I think in general, people just kind of focus on the skin on their face and they totally forget about the skin on their body. So when it comes to a simple summer routine, you want to have that complete full body routine, I really recommend a simple, comprehensive regimen. So you're going to start in the shower with Olay Super Serum Body Wash to cleanse and hydrate, and then you're going to follow up with the Olay Super Serum Body Lotion to lock in that moisture. It's a super easy routine. It fits into what you're already doing, and you don't have to add any extra steps.
And Kayla, where can we go for more information?
Absolutely. So to find out more about everything we talked about today and to also shop the Skinsurance bundles, you can visit Olay.com or shop in store or online.
Thank you so much for joining us. We're going to post this information on our website at dailyflashshow.com/FMI. Lifestyle editor Joanne Butler joins us with the scoop on all the musts for summer season. Hi, Joanne. Where do we start?
Well, let's start with these amazing Shipt kits. These are curated, themed essentials, all bundled together for you depending on what you need. They have limited time soccer-inspired kits, a barbecue kit with all the grilling essentials, a sandwich station kit with all toppings and fixings. You just click to add the bundles to your cart. You'll get same-day delivery. Right now, a special half off their annual membership through July 5th, just $49. It's regularly $99. Plus deals like buy one, get one, 35% off ice cream, 10% off summer travel essentials. And through the 4th of July, if you spend $45, you'll save $15. SHIPT, Shipt.com, or the Shipt app. Definitely check it out. Next up, V8 Energy Zero Sugar Energy Drinks, a must for summer. This is a new line from V8. Super delicious, refreshing. It gives you a boost with 80 milligrams of caffeine from black and green tea. So bold energy, zero sugar, just 5 calories per can. And they come in cherry lime and strawberry lemonade, blueberry raspberry, and the citrusy yuzu lemon limited edition summer flavor. Yum. Potassium and magnesium electrolytes included. And you can find them at retailers nationwide. Give them a follow at V8 Energy on Insta and TikTok. Now, every soccer fan has their World Cup ritual, and for many that means not washing their lucky jersey until the tournament is over. Well, we won't dare mess with that superstition, but your watch party, fair game. Think about everything you and your guests are actually touching. Pillow covers they're leaning on, throw blankets they're wrapped in. Well, this is Downy Intense Pureza, a fabric softener scent with deep, fresh, bold, fruity, super intense scent, literally in the name. So wherever you and your guests are watching from, your space will just smell and feel amazing, no matter how intense the game gets. I love this. It's under $4, $3.97 to be exact, and you can find it pretty much anywhere. Now, last but not least, something to help you outsmart bugs so you can spend more time with your guests. Zevo, this is the flying insect trap. Fits seamlessly anywhere in your home. You just plug it in, let it do all the work. It lures, catches, and kills 99.9% of trapped bugs, houseflies, fruit flies, gnats with this blue and UV light 24/7, day and night. Get it at stores like Amazon, Target, Lowe's, Walmart, Home Depot. Starter kit is just $19.99. And there you have it, summer essentials.
Millions of Americans reach for an over-the-counter pain or fever reliever every day without ever knowing the right dose. Joining us now with some help is Ted Lyons of the American Pharmacists Association. Dr. Lyons, how is health and misinformation affecting the way people treat common issues like headaches, pain, and even fever?
Andrea, thank you for having me today. It is amazing how the overwhelming amount of health information is out there for everyone now. And some is good and some is bad. And so what we want to do is reach out to a trusted health professional who's able to help us get through all the weeds. That's your local pharmacist. The local pharmacist is highly educated, a doctor of pharmacy, and they're ready to help you figure out what's good for pain, fever, and headache management.
Yeah, it never hurts to ask questions, especially when it comes to those experts at the pharmacy. Why should consumers consider talking to a pharmacist before choosing an over-the-counter medication on their own?
A lot of people believe just going and grab something off the shelf is so easy and the right thing to do. Oh, I've always taken this medication for pain. But are you taking additional medications now? Or are you caring for someone who's taking additional medications or may have symptoms a little bit different than what you've seen before? By talking to your pharmacist, that trusted healthcare professional, they can help you walk through the back of the box to see if the right dose is there for you, or even if that medication is for you or your loved one at all. So that is definitely why you want to reach out to a pharmacist.
And where can our viewers go for more information?
Well, there are a number of places that you could go online, but I really would like for you to reach out to your local pharmacist. We have so many access points, whether it's at the grocery store pharmacy, your local pharmacy that's on every single corner, or if you're going to even a hospital pharmacy. You have so many places where pharmacists are accessible, and we're pretty much accessible 24 hours a day. If you don't have a 24-hour pharmacy in your area, I'm pretty sure you have one that's open late, and that pharmacist is always willing to talk to you.
Great advice. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll post this on our website at dailyflashshow.com. We're not done with the show just yet. There's much more of today's trends and tomorrow's talk still to come right here on Daily Flash.
Hey, let's find out what you need to binge watch this weekend. Jackson, what are your picks?
Okay, this is my new favorite. My pick for the weekend is the new crime thriller, Maximum Pleasure Guaranteed.
This could be fake, a scam.
Hello? They kidnapped me. They're gonna kill me.
I know it's a scam.
We know everything. Your job, your ex, your daughter. We can destroy your life.
Okay, now that I don't have Widow's Bay to watch on Apple TV anymore, this is my next favorite.
So I had heard about this, and I forgot the name of it, and I said, I know Jackson would know about it. You had mentioned this sort of thing. And if you like Widow's Bay, it's got that humor in it. This is a little bit more fast-paced.
Yes.
It's not for kids. Don't let the kids watch it. But it really has I have not figured it out yet.
No, me neither.
I'm like 4 episodes in right now.
Great crime thriller, and it's well written, and it's got some humor to it too, a lot like Widow's Bay. But you're right, it's not for kids.
And we're going to talk, much like Widow's Bay, it's one of these where you actually have to watch the show and keep your phone away from it.
Yes.
Now, it's also a 40-minute commercial for Apple.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind because every product is mentioned. And then did you notice that one with the earplugs?
Yes.
And she wanted to use the AirPods for a different reason what it's for.
Yeah.
I was like, there's no reason. It's a good show. Check it out. All right, I miss him on The Pit, and I found him in the future. This time, though, it's Falling Skies, and it's streaming on Netflix.
I believe we are ready to proceed.
Fire!
Noah Wyle stars in this Steven Spielberg EP sci-fi series. It's the aftermath of a devastating global invasion that wipes out 90% of humanity. Wait a minute. Disclosure Day, anyone? You know? It's about 10 years old, this series, but it's well worth it. You can check it out on Netflix right now. And Noah Wyle, guy's an incredible actor.
He's so good.
It's good to see him outside of a hospital.
Yeah, the Pit is great, but you're right. It's nice to see him in other roles because it's hard to imagine him outside of Scrubs.
Right. And he's really good in this. I'm really, really enjoying it. That does it for our show, everybody.
All right, be good, everybody. For more information, head to our website, dailyflashshow.com.
Be safe this weekend. We love you. See you Monday.